Greetings and blessings, everyone. James Thomas from Blue Star Spiritual, and this is episode 1 of the Spirit Speaks podcast. Now, I do apologize. I had recorded this recently and discovered that it had not recorded any sound. So, this is a re recording of episode 1. Now, recently, my wife Janice and I went to the UK and Scotland for celebrating our 25th wedding anniversary and going to the Arthur Findlay College, which is probably the premier psychic development center in all of the UK over in Essex. It was a very fascinating experience, I can assure you. So, one of the things that I got was to go back and start it fresh, start anew. So that's what I'm doing. That's part of the reason for the new name for the podcast and starting from scratch, if you will. So today we're going to discuss something that is highly important and necessary for people to understand and to get their head around. There are 3 kinds of humans on the planet. There is what we term the humanity of Earth. There are star seeds, and then there are what's termed the angelics. And with the angelics, I'm not referring to angels. So the humanity of Earth, what makes humanity of Earth? They are what is termed native humans. And what that means is that their soul was created here on this planet. Now, their mission, if you will, is to evolve. And so they're on an evolutionary journey that will eventually end up with their ascension into the higher dimensional realities. Star seeds, the difference is star seeds are individuals whose soul was created somewhere beyond this world. Now, for star seeds, there are many star seeds who feel a connection with the Pleiades, Sirius, Orion, Era, Andromeda, but there are many other worlds in this universe where star seeds come from. Now, star seeds are here not to so much as teachers for the humanity of Earth, but rather to provide as a living example. So star seeds have a tendency to go through more obstacles, challenges, things of this nature, not necessarily make their life more difficult, but as they overcome these things, that puts that energy into the collective unconsciousness, which then can be drawn upon by the humanity of Earth as well as other starseed. This is vitally important to assist in pushing the humanity of Earth forward in their evolution. Things such as religion, things of that nature also are vitally important for the humanity of Earth, even though it is, well, that'll be another episode. The bottom line is that it's all about the evolutionary journey for the humanity of Earth. Now, there is what's termed grand cycles. And in that grand cycle, the humanity of Earth goes on an evolutionary journey. They get to a particular point in that journey where they get asked a question collectively. Are you prepared to proceed with your evolution? 4 different occasions in 4 different grand cycles, the answer to that question was no. This time, this is the 5th grand cycle. The question was asked at an event called the Harmonic Convergence in 1987. The humanity of Earth chose the answer to be yes. So everything changed. There was prophecy around the end of life as we know it happening in 2000, 2012, things of this nature. Those prophecies went out the window when the humanity of Earth made their choice. Now, the last group is the angelics. What makes an angelic is they come from what is termed the great central sun or the realm of source. They serve all of creation. Now, that also includes angels, and angels are vitally important to this project, and I'll give you indications of their importance. Number one, they are messengers. They will give messages to people when it's required, when it's needed. I had an angel that I called by the name of Hal give me a message on Christmas Eve. Well, technically, Christmas morning at 2 o'clock in the morning in 1986 that changed my path forevermore. Once the message had been delivered and it was acceptable and everything was, excuse me, and everything was sorted with everything, he left, and I've never seen him again in physical. He's always around though. So, angels will give messages, but they perform other tasks as well. Now, might be a little controversial, but it's truth that I've discerned over almost 40 years of being on this pathway. Lucifer is not the devil per se. He's not the Lord of darkness. He is what is termed an examiner, a tester, that he provides, and those that work with him provide testing for individuals, for nations, for groups, things of this nature. Now, there's got to be testers because Spirit will provide you with guidance, information, whatever the case may be. And then they need to know that you've gotten the message, as it were. So they perform a very vital job. Now, the angels have done something else as well. They are the ones who came here originally to create this synergy of light and darkness, because this planet was deemed to be a planet of duality. So, as a planet of duality, you have to have light and dark, or some people would say good and evil. So, amongst starseed, there are star seeds who are known as light workers, as well as star seeds who are known as dark workers that serve darkness. So there are those that serve light and those that serve darkness. It is not a competition to see who can overcome the other. It is to provide the service, as there have been spiritual teachers such as Dolores Cannon who have stated uncategorically that the earth is a school. And she's right, it is a school. But it's not a school for starseed, it's a school for the humanity of earth. Starseed, would be classified as ascended masters. And the reason for that is, in order for them to be a starseed on Earth in this project, they have to come from a world that's in the fifth or sixth dimension, which means they've already completed either the first go round of evolution and ascension or 2 rounds. Now, the other thing to remember here is that this is a journey. However, there's also some good news. For many starseed, they are very tired. They're over life on planet Earth. They're over everything. They just want to go home. And for about 98% of every starseed who has been here throughout this grand cycle, at the completion of their current incarnation, they will have the opportunity to go home. Now, that doesn't mean that this planet and the humanity of Earth are going to be left butterless, shall we say, because there is new star seed who have been incarnating on the planet for 2 or 3 incarnations, up to upwards of 5 incarnations, and they are the most prevalent star seeds incarnating on planet Earth at this time. I know because my daughter and her partner are both new star seeds. Now, for the most part, most of the new star seeds have not been awakening. That's not their role, not at this time anyway. For those star seed who have been here throughout this grand cycle, if there is something that they really want to finish or complete, they will have the opportunity for one more incarnation. However, that is a choice that they will make when the time comes on the other side. Now, bad news. Many years ago, being around spiritual people and everything, there was this belief that some starseed had that they could change their or alter their life path, what they had chosen. They would call it their life contract. But the bottom line is that everything chosen for an incarnation is chosen by the individual, not given to them by someone else. Sometimes they'll be offered to experience different things, to go through different things, but it's their choice. Now, here's the kicker on that. This is the wildest part about that. You've made your choices for your incarnation. That is then written into your actual DNA, that you carry within your physical body, as well as in your heart center. Your spirit, so your spiritual guides, spirit, those beings on the other side of the veil that work with you, that assist you, whatever the case may be, they know very clearly what you have chosen. They will not interfere in your free will choice, because that is another aspect to this planet, is free will choice. Hence, if you are destined to go home at the completion of your current incarnation, and you choose to come back for one last lifetime, that is allowed because it's planet of free will choice. I get it. Most of you would be going, no, 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 I'm done. When I'm done, I'm done. I'm going home. I understand that feeling. So we've covered the three types of humans. We've covered different things. Now here's something vitally, vitally important. Religion is created for the humanity of Earth, but it's also a guidepost to open the doorway for everyone to connect in a proper way. So the Nazarene way, shall we say, is that heaven, God, source, spirit, whatever word you want to use, is only accessible in one form, in one way, within the heart center. So we've got the humanity of Earth, we've got starseed, we've got angelics. Now, the fewest number of these three groups is the angelics. It's somewhat rare for an angelic to actually incarnate onto the planet. Now, the angel Hal that gave me my message in 1986, he wasn't actually incarnated on the planet. He just physically manifested and created a friendship, and then at the right time delivered the message. So, it's vitally important to remember that life on this planet is a journey. Now, for most starseed, they have lived anywhere between 250 to 450 incarnations. It's not a competition. It simply is what it is. It's a journey that is highly important. Some starseed, they have incarnated as starseed for the benefit of their homeworld where they came from. Most all of them have incarnated for the benefit of the humanity of Earth and this project. So, another little tidbit of information. What makes this project so important? There have been countless projects in the history of this universe. This universe is called Armaeus. This universe is number one of nine, which make up the multiverse. Now, the goal is to raise the vibrational frequency of this entire universe. However, in order to achieve that, each individual world that is one of the worlds like Earth, where there's a human population, native population of beings, they go through their evolutionary journey and eventual ascension, which I have to say, for star seeds, they think, many of them, not all of them, but many of them think they're here to ascend. You've already done that. You don't need to do it. You're not here to do that. So if you're waiting to ascend, you've got a long wait on your hands because the current time frame is around 4,000 more years before the humanity of Earth will reach that point of ascension. So, what binds the humanity of Earth, starseed, and angelic as one in unity, harmony, and balance is one thing. Within the heart center of every single human, whether they are humanity of Earth, starseed, or angelic, there is the divine spark within the heart center. The divine spark is a gift from Source, from Spirit, from God, whatever word you want to use. It binds us as in unity and oneness. One of the things that I've always stated is your unique individual aspects of a greater whole. This is the reality of the situation. Now, I do apologize that I seem to trail off from time to time. I'm working on that. I deal with certain things some of you know about, some of you don't. No big deal. The information is accurate. I will also tell you the rules of spirituality. Follow your heart and guidance, trust your discernment, and trust your intuition. Why is this so vitally important? Because in the heart center, that is the connection to all that is. That is the connection to spirit, to source, to God. That is your connection to everything, is through the heart. So, something that I've always said to clients is your mind will play tricks on you from time to time. That's to keep you on your toes, but your heart will never lead you wrong. It doesn't mean that everything will be perfection in the sense of everything will be easy. What it means is if you're following your heart and guidance and your discernment, you're on your path. And that is what we're here to do, is to walk a path that we have created with the guidance of our guides and those that work with us from the other side. But it's our path, it's our choice. That's why we're here. Be at peace within yourself. Focus on what's important in life. Now, occasionally, we will have other co-hosts that will host with us and have conversations. If you are interested, if you're a spiritual teacher or something of that nature, and you're interested in being interviewed, or you have questions you'd like to ask, feel free to email us on Blue Star Spiritual Group at gmail.com or jamesarmaeus@gmail.com. It'll be posted down below in the description. Much love and many blessings. Kota karatamati ataraki ataratamata shana karatamata. Shata karata shata kiatarata.